Hi, beautiful souls. We're back. Oh, yes, I forgot my unicorn horn. Oh, yes, unicorn's in. So we're back. And we're going to do a quick overview of chakras, what they are, where they're located on your body, what the symptoms are that you can experience from each of them, and what to look out for, and kind of what they govern, etc., etc. So your bottom chakra in your body, which is located between your genitals and your anus, in that fleshy part of the body called the perineum, that's where your base chakra is. Your base chakra governs things to do with security, stability, physical stuff of physical life, luxury, money, stuff to do with the physical world. And it's very much your sense of security and stability is tied up in that. It's governed by the color red, and the first 7 years of your life are spent in base chakra. So chakra cycles work in 7-year cycles, and the cycles you will go through each of the 7 chakras. There's basically each of the 7 chakras exists inside each chakra. So the year from 0 to 1 is your base chakra year of your base chakra cycle. Then the second year will be your sacral chakra or second chakra year of your base chakra cycle. And it continues like looping like that every 7 years throughout your lifetime, moving up through the chakras. So speaking of moving up through the chakras, your second chakra governs sexuality and creation, and that is your sacral chakra, often referred to as the second chakra. The color for it is orange. It's kind of just behind your belly button in that region, maybe just a little bit lower. When I work with my chakras, what I do is I imagine a ball or an orb of the color in that area, and it's inside your body. It's part of your body, this energy point. So it's not outside your body, it's not floating at a point outside your body, it's actually inside the body at that point. So my sacral chakra is sitting behind my belly button, inside my middle, like where we would say our stomach is, where the intestines are, okay? Yeah. And that governs basically everything to do with sexuality, creation, manifestation, stuff like that. Then the third is your solar plexus chakra, which is just below your diaphragm area.
Where the stomach is.
Yes, where the actual stomach is, and not where people refer to their stomach as being. And that governs your sense of personal power. The color for it is yellow. And that's what you want to work with, like if you're feeling not brave or you need to be more confident before a presentation or something, you could stimulate the solar plexus chakra. So your power is there. A nice way of thinking about it, that's the sun. That's where your energy comes from. Next chakra up is the heart chakra. This one's green. This is the one everybody most commonly knows in the beginning. This chakra is green. This chakra is the bridge between the physical below and the spiritual above. This governs your emotions, feeling, love, care, compassion, connection, those kinds of experiences, bonding. Then coming up here, you've got your throat chakra. The color for this is blue, this type of blue. Well, actually, sort of, yeah, normal types of blues as well. And this is about communication, written communication, verbal communication, any kind of communication.
Speaking up.
Yeah, speaking up, how you communicate yourself, how you express yourself. I express myself differently as a healer to what Angelica does. Angelica works more on the shamanic side, whereas I express my healing through my mental capacity, working on the coaching side of things. Then you come to the third eye chakra, unicorns in, and the third eye chakra governs foresight, vision, seeing ahead, planning ahead, thinking ahead, psychic abilities, intuition. They say that a lot of your info starts coming through when your third eye opens. The color for that is that dark blue, almost purple, indigo. Then your last chakra that you've got on your body is your crown chakra. Mine always feels like a funnel, and it always feels like the top of my head is missing. The color for that is violet, and that governs your connection to source. Then you have chakras that go above that into your higher level bodies, and what can happen at a point is that you start pulling the chakras down. So for example, your 8th chakra, which governs past life stuff, if I remember correctly, can come into the place of your 7th chakra, and your 7th chakra can come here, so that your vision becomes entirely spiritual.
Then what happens to your bottom chakra then?
That would fall away. So your need for security would fall away. And yeah, it makes sense. Hey, you'll see, aha, awareness moment, aha. Okay, so yeah, that would then fall away, and that can happen as well. So if you're feeling confusion about the chakras, yes, you can look for stuff like that, definitely. So one of the easiest ways that I find to work with chakras is to imagine them as those colored balls, almost like crystal balls of different colors. And then I'll like swirl the energy around it, or I'll take my hand and I'll position it over the chakra, and then I'll bounce the ball. And as you do this for a while, you can actually start feeling the energy constricting and releasing in that area. I probably should not have picked my throat chakra. It's got a creation chakra. All right, so you bounce the ball just up and down. If you're very body conscious, this is a great way to stimulate the chakra. And once you're bouncing it, you can maybe twist it or turn it, feel if there's any gunky energies you need to pull out, pour some more light into it. What I like to do is I imagine coming down through an interdimensional cone of light. I imagine like a big vacuum cleaner. And then I let it go to each of the balls, and then it goes in and it sucks like any blackness out of the ball, and it's like a...
When I always visualize my chakras, I see it as like energy that's moving around, but when there's something blocking it, it's completely black.
Yep, there you go. There you go. So whatever you see is right for you, and work within that, because you want to develop your own natural mechanisms, because then you will turn to the stuff habitually when you need it. So something else you can do is, once you've got those balls rotating and you removed the gunk and you've kind of like poured extra energy into them and stuff like that, you can maybe start linking them up. So you can take the red chakra at the base, and then you can connect it to the orange chakra, going up to at your sacral chakra. Then you go up to the yellow at solar plexus and connect that, and maybe start them all twisting and twirling and moving together. Another thing you can do that I like to do when I'm in the bath is I kind of like imagine each of my chakras is getting washed. Something else that I do is I imagine on each of the chakras points, I'll imagine like a purple fire or a purple or a golden rain, and then I'll let that burn away any negativity. If I pick up like a soul contract or a blockage or a belief, often I'll use the fire to burn it away, or I'll stamp the contract closed, or tear it up, or something like that. Roses represent Jesus Christ as well, so you didn't know that. You can put roses, you can cover it in roses, and then let the roses absorb it, and as they absorb the negative energy, they'll shrivel, and then you just take them and you push them away, and you move them out of your house, you blow them away and blow them out of their house's protective energy, and then let the energy return to source. So those are the basics for working with your chakras. Let's just touch on some of the chakra symptoms and how you identify chakra symptoms. So chakra symptoms are really going to happen according to the area of the body of the chakra that you're dealing with, okay? So if you're dealing with stuff that's got to do with your sacral chakra or your base chakra, you'll find that your excretory system won't be working. So you may be constipated, for example. You'll feel bloated and gassy. And look at the area that's in. So you might see, for example, that you feel oversexed or you feel undersexed when it's base chakra or sacral chakra. Solar plexus chakra chakra, you'll get heartburn issues. Same with heartburn issues, heart palpitations, sweats around your chest. This seems to be quite a common thing that I've noticed, that you'll wake up and you've only been sweating in sort of this area of your body, okay? Anything around here, so if your tummy feels bloated, again, it can be related to these. Sudden nausea is also a very common one, as well as burping and tightness around this area. Throat chakra comes through in the shoulders, responsibility, communication, coughing, sore throats, sinus issues. Sinus can also be triggered by third eye over here. So you want to look, if it's in your chest, it's got to do with your heart chakra. The lung meridian also governs grief. You process grief through your lung meridian and through your lungs. So that would then make sense. If you're releasing a lot of grief, that you would be coughing and your lungs would be sore. So when we say heart chakra, anything that's in this part of the body, same with solar plexus chakra. Throat chakra would be anything here. Third eye can impact sinus, blurry eyes, pain in your ears. Crown chakra, headaches. The crown of thorn headaches that goes around here. Throat chakra will go into the back of your neck over here, down your neck.
Throat chakra or third eye, you can get like your little lymph nodes swelling up here as well. Could either be from either of them.
Yeah. So you want to look at the area of the body that the chakra is in. And before you assign it as being sick, before you turn around and say, okay, well, I must be sick because I have this symptom, don't just think that. Look at it and try and believe it's part of the shifting. Because the only reason that you actually get sick is because you look at the symptom and you go, oh, well, I must be getting sick. And then you reinforce it. And by the end of the day, you've convinced yourself you're sick when actually the symptom would have just passed. So, do you think we covered it in chakras?
Yeah.
You think we nailed it? All right, okay. So, unicorns out. We'll see you in group. Love you fiercely. Don't forget, Life Coaches Toolbox, tons of free resources, and Advanced Light Workers discussion group. I am Shimri Ganko. You can find me on Facebook. Love you madly.